HDR photography is more than just capturing a set of images and merging them together. After you tone map your files, it's important to understand and learn effective ways to process your photos so they look their very best. In this video series of 4 case studies, you'll learn to do just that, starting with Lightroom collection sets that will keep your workflow organized and clutter-free before incorporating Lightroom's Photomatix plugin, so tone map files round trip back into your catalogs with ease after you've created your base images. Tone mapping an image requires a bit more than randomly dragging around interface sliders. It's about individually analyzing shots and making adjustments that allow you to highlight the important parts and extract detail and contrast out of the scene, all while manipulating the light so it looks just right for the look you're after. To achieve certain looks, you'll have to tone back aggressive adjustments in order to create the best base image possible and finish it up in post-processing software like Lightroom, where the program's develop controls bring your images back to life, letting you further tweak contrast and colors on a more local level. Local tools there also let you hone in on problem areas, allowing you to refine your images with precise adjustments, so you can clean up specific challenges a tricky tone mapping session might have brought on. It's here where you'll also re-establish capture sharpening and locally apply it in creative ways if certain areas in a scene merit more. Discover what really goes on with image noise, why it gets amplified, and what you can do to keep it at bay. Learn how to manage misalignment when it occurs inside your image sets, and find out exactly how to use more powerful software like Photoshop to precisely line things back up. You'll not only learn the fix, but you'll also discover how to manage and rename all the files needed to put everything back in line. Fixing photo issues like image bloom is also covered in detailed demonstrations that show you how to remedy problem areas and creatively alter unneeded contrast and reestablish color back into the regions where it's needed so images look great when finished. In-depth case studies also analyze and tackle the challenges we commonly come across photographing outdoor landscapes, whether it's wind blowing the trees in your shot or the ghosting artifacts dynamic parts of a scene always seem to render out, like the problem areas in the cascading falls of this mountain stream. You'll find out how to fix it here. You'll know when simple retouching tools are enough to get the job done, and of course learn when it's better to mask these image issues out using more advanced techniques that are covered in great detail throughout the video series. Not only will these lessons help you overcome these HDR challenges you'll inevitably come across, along the way you'll pick up all sorts of retouching tips and tricks to make your images look awesome. Learn how Photoshop selections help generate faster masks for Topaz Remask, a third-party plugin that helps you isolate the important elements in an image quicker than ever. You'll also explore techniques inside the plugin that allow you to generate very complex and realistic-looking masks in just a few moments, so tough masking tasks are a thing from the past. Learn how this plugin and others can easily integrate into your photo editing workflow, and discover how layer groups and adjustment layers keep you organized so you can always work non-destructively. You'll learn a workflow that lets you isolate the important areas in your photos so you can optimize locally using layer masks and precisely control where the detail, color, and contrast gets put back in so your images really stand out. Then, top it all off with some creative sharpening using the high-pass approach in a way that lets you revisit initial settings on the fly. Photomatix, Lightroom, Photoshop, Topaz plugins, smart filters, smart objects, and so much more. 4 case studies, 4 solid hours of in-depth analysis, and the knowledge to make stunning pictures. Get it all at beyondthecapture.com.